Hi designers! In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn this multi-color and multi-layered logo into a simple positive and negative space logo that can also be turned into a custom shape. So let's get started. So you should have saved your color logo with your last name, first name, and then color logo. What you'll want to do now is go to File, Save As, delete where it says color, and simply put in black and white. Now you actually have two separate files, so you can edit this new file that says black and white without making any adjustments to your color logo file. So I could go back to Open Recent, and I have my color logo file and my black and white version. So let's go ahead and work on this black and white version. The first thing I want to think about is making sure that all of the layers that I'm using are going to be shape layers. So I noticed that there are two text layers. There's the white text for Kickin' Chicken, and then there's also orange text that's kind of creating a drop shadow. I'm going to go ahead and delete this effect. I'm not going to use it in my more simple black and white version with just positive and negative space. So I'll delete that second text layer. And now on my layer that is the white Kickin' Chicken, I'm going to go to Type in the menu bar, Convert to Shape. What this does is it changes that layer from a type layer to a shape layer. So you can see the paths and the points along all of the text. Now I'm thinking about how I'm going to kind of cut away the text from the rest of my image and what else I might cut away so that it will still read really well and the viewer will still get the idea of these drumsticks. So I noticed that there's this interesting sort of hatching happening on the drumsticks, and I'm going to combine that layer with my shape layer now that says Kickin' Chicken. So I'm over here on the bottom right corner of my screen, working in the layers panel. I'm holding down Shift to select both. I press Control on my keyboard, click, and go to Merge Shapes. You want to make sure that you merge shapes, not layers. So it looks like the text disappeared. That's just because the fill color is set to the brown color that is the stroke in those drumsticks. I could change it to any color here in my options bar. Now I'm going to save this part of my logo, so everything that's blue right now, as its own custom shape to use a little bit later. To do that, I click on it with the direct selection tool, go to Edit, Define Custom Shape, and I'm going to save the Kickin' Chicken text. Now I can find that in my custom shape menu. I'm going to go ahead and delete that layer. And thinking about the rest of the design of the logo, I think that this will all work pretty well, just merged as one shape. I noticed that I have kind of a stray layer here that I had started as text previously, but I don't need that in my logo, so I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to merge all of the layers that are remaining besides the background. So I go down and click on this bottom layer above the background, holding down Shift, scrolling up in my layers panel, clicking on the top layer so that I have all of these layers highlighted. I'm going to Control click, Merge Shapes. So now I have a single shape layer, and it still reads pretty well in my opinion. I can still tell what it is supposed to be. I'm going to change the fill color of this to black. And now I'm going to cut away that text that I had just saved as a custom shape. So I'm going to my custom shape tool. And in that menu here, I have it. I'm going to select the option of subtract front shape from the options bar. If it takes away something that you had highlighted and you don't want that to be removed, like part of my drumstick just got taken away, I need to go to Edit, Undo Set Operation, and I still have this option chosen to subtract front shape. And now as I draw out the kickin' chicken and place it, it is cutting away from the rest of my logo design. So this is all one shape layer above the background layer in my layers panel. Really important that your black and white logo is just one shape layer so that it can be converted into a custom shape. Now, I'm not super thrilled with the exact placement and size of the kickin' chicken, and since this is all in one layer and it's cut away from the rest of the logo, what I'm going to do is click on my direct selection tool, and then I'm just going to click anywhere on the kickin' chicken, which also part of that shape is these hatching marks. I'm going to edit, free transform path. And that allows me to adjust the placement and the size, I could even rotate it, of everything that I'm cutting away in my design. Okay, so I'm really happy with this. I'm going to be sure to save my file, just File, Save. So I have my last name, first name, black and white logo. I'm also going to define it as a custom shape. To define it as a custom shape, I'm going to Edit, Define Custom Shape. I'm going to label this Restaurant Logo. So there you have it. Now I have a simplified black and white version of my restaurant logo that's one layer and able to be made into a custom shape. And I also still have, if I go to Open Recent, my color logo file. So two different files, a color version and a simplified black and white version. Good luck, designers.